Last fall, Rena, Katrina, Rebecca, Kirsten, Sashi, Nico, Elvira all gathered for a weekend in the New Economics Institute's library in the Berkshires to imagine a new kind of economics and the responsibility in creating it. This weekend's conference is an idea that was born at that gathering, further developed over the past 4 months with addition of new team members welcomed in and wonderfully implemented as we've seen this weekend. Won't you join me in saluting the conference organizers, their initiative, their follow-through, and their example of graceful, distributed leadership. Well, organizers. Very impressive. The title of the conference this weekend is Transition to a New Economy. What would a new economy look like? At its core, the economic is no more than that place where human labor, organized by human ingenuity, transforms the natural world into products for use by others. Human labor, organized by human ingenuity, transforming the natural world into products for use by others. That's simple, that profound. That economic process can be life-affirming, or it can be degrading to those involved and to the planet itself. The task of a new economy, I'm sure we all agree, is to ensure it is life-affirming at every level. Our strategy can be to tackle this degradation where we see it and work for system reform, or we can begin building new economic systems that reflect our highest hopes. Thank you, Neva, for that phrase. Both are necessary, both the reform and the building. In the Berkshires, we have focused on creating regional economics institutions that encourage local production for local needs and help shape the kind of life-affirming economy we would like to see. First, land. All production requires access to land and natural resources. However, it is not land and natural resources that create wealth or our wealth, but the transformation of those resources into products needed by others. Land and natural resources are the base, the given of an economic system, but are not themselves appropriate commodities. When land and natural resources are treated as commodities and traded on the market as in our current system, an imbalance occurs in the economic. A few people can profit from the need of all for access. No new wealth is generated in the trading of land, only a speculative value with all the consequences of that speculation. How, instead, should access to land and natural resources be allocated, if not by the market? In our new economy, how do we deal with land? The Community Land Trust in the Southern Berkshires allocates land by social contract. A community land trust is a nonprofit, regionally based, open membership organization with a board of directors elected from its members. Its goal is to acquire land by gift or purchase, develop a land use plan appropriate for each site that takes into consideration both the ecological characteristics of the site and the social need. It then leases those sites on a 99-year lease basis, giving security to the lessee, but not ownership. The lessee owns improvements on the land, the house, the barn, the fence, the well, but not the land itself. And at resale, the lessee offers back those improvements at current replacement value adjusted for deterioration, meaning the lessee benefits according to the rise in building costs, but not according to the rise in the speculative value of land. The community land trust in the Southern Berkshires owns 3 tracts of land with a total of 24 homes kept permanently affordable for year-round residents. And it also owns Indian Line Farm, the first community-supported agriculture farm in this country. It means that a one-time investment by citizens in the Berkshires to purchase the land at Indian Line has maintained a permanent resource for agricultural production. The lease requires minimum crop production and organic methods. So that same approach can be used to secure land for a community cannery or a solar energy site, or where's Kyle? Kyle, a community land trust can secure your dreams of a farm and a production center in Maine, so that you're not paying for the burden of the land debt, but the appropriate production on the land supports your activities. So that CLT becomes a tool for the local community to do its own planning and land planning and allocation. What about money? What about money needed to finance production in these new economies, local economies? The issuing of currency is a powerful tool for communities to encourage and direct creation of new enterprises. In the 1800s and early 1900s, every commercial bank in this country issued their own currency. That meant there was capital available at the local level, run by local people knowing the resources of the region. The money was ideally placed in circulation at the point of making a productive loan. Classic productive loan. Issuing money to a farmer in the spring for seeds. That $500 loan results in $10,000 worth of new carrots and broccoli and tomatoes circulating in that economy in the fall. So it's a sound currency. A little bit of money supports a lot of production. The value of the currency stays strong. We gave up that distributed issuing of currency for the convenience of centralized issue in 1913 with the creation of the Federal Reserve. And there were good reasons for that. But no, we did not give up the right to issue regionally. That right still remains. And in the Berkshires, we've exercised that right by creating BerkShares, issued not by a for-profit bank, but by a non-profit, regionally based, democratically structured organization accountable to and reflecting regional needs and regional values. Beautifully designed, see it here, honoring local heroes, featuring paintings by local artists. We have Robyn VanEn, who started the CSA movement, W.E.B. Du Bois, who the great social leader born in the Berkshires, Herman Melville, and our first peoples, native people to our region. Berkshires may be traded for federal dollars at any of 13 banks, branch banks in our region, 5 banks, 13 branches. 95 federal get you 100 BerkShares, which are then circulated at over 400 local businesses in a region of 19,000 people. Over 3.5 million BerkShares have gone out from the bank since we started in 2006. The next stage, to begin issuing loans in BerkShares, thereby exercising the full power of a currency, creating money at the point of making loans, and empowering our local community to be resilient. Richard, thank you for that word. Resilient, able to bear the fluctuations in the global economy. But what of labor? Labor, too, has become a commodity. In reality, it's not labor that's exchanged in the economic process, but products of labor, the fruits of human labor transforming nature. We often think we're buying labor, not a reality. We're actually buying the products created by labor. And that sense of hiring labor turns worker into wage slaves and degrades. We need new forms such as the Mondragon system of worker co-ops in the Basque region of Spain, like the Cleveland project that Gar spoke about, which are stellar examples of workers owning and selling the fruits of their labor rather than their labor itself, changing our economic relationships. So new forms of land, labor, capital in our new economy. When these relationships are set right, when labor is again dignified, when land is seen as a common resource for us to steward and use wisely, renewably, as the basis for production for future generations, when money is seen as a tool for financing new products rather than as a commodity in and of itself, when the scale of these institutions, new economic institutions, are tied to a particular community of place, promoting face-to-face transactions and responsibility in our economic lives consciousness, then we have the basis for a healthy regional economy. The healthy regional economy is intimately tied to a healthy regional ecology, a thriving regional culture, a diverse and independent regional society. And when independent regional economies around the world join together in trade, neither exploiting nor being exploited, then we have the basis for a healthy global economy. It can be done. It is in some ways our destiny in America to work with the economic, our element to move in and change or fail in the task. Gar asked of us for 2 decades of work to bring about this transformation. Perhaps it'll be longer, but a necessity. I remain grateful to the organizers of this event for taking up the challenge. Thank you.